We're going to start with great news because my student has just received his exam results today and he got full level 4. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine, and I am feeling surprised because I was not expecting to obtain the full profile,
Oh,
the
weren't you?
full four level 4.
Mhm.
So
I
yeah,
was.
I'm more than okay, of course.
Great. So you have had a lot on your plate recently. Can you tell what you have been up to?
Yes, I was finishing my studies in international relations. I was studying a 4 years degree, and I was also preparing myself for this English exam. And I was not expecting this level because I did not dedicate all the time that I would have wanted. But everything everything is finishing all right, and I can say that this summer is going to be great in terms of doing nothing and studying nothing.
Yes, and you're about to graduate next week, right?
Yes, that's right, in international relations. Yeah.
Do you consider that the process of writing your thesis helped you prepare for the SLP4 exam?
Absolutely. In fact, I would suggest to everybody who's trying to pass level 3 or level 4 exams to get used to write in their own language first, and then after that, they will face with more confidence any kind of exam, no matter if you're studying English or French or whatever. If you are used to write in any language, it's going to be great.
Hmm? And how important, in your opinion, is geopolitical knowledge on the level 4 exam?
I would say that this is important um, for two reasons mainly. The first of them is that one of the topics for the writing it's going to be related with geopolitics. So if you are familiar to the words and the terminology in geopolitics, you can shine a little bit more in the writing. And also in the speaking, they are going to ask you about current events. And of course, current events is they are absolutely involved with geopolitics. And they can also jump into different topics about this. So the more geopolitics you know and the more aware you are about reality and current news and events, the better for you in order to face the exam with more guarantees.
Hmm? And would you say that it's necessary to focus both on the knowledge and on the language and not prioritize only the language, but to focus on both?
I would say both. If you ask me, when you say language, you are referring to grammar. I am
Just
not.
upgrading the level of English, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an amazing student of grammar, even though I have had to study, especially for my level 3. I had to, let's say, update some of my knowledge because I couldn't even write a sentence in third conditional. So I was checking how it's done before the exam, before any exam. So yes, I would say, of course, focus a bit on grammar, but the most important is to get used to English in your daily routine, if it's possible, even more than just the language itself.
Did you use the third conditional in your exam writing?
I think that I've done it, but I am not sure. I think that I have skipped complex sentences.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit more about the speaking exam? Because I remember you told me just after the exam that the examiners asked you about a specific book.
Yes, I was imagining or I was expecting a serious exam, serious environment, and a difficult situation. But luckily, my two examiners, they were nice people, and they were making me feel safe and feel comfortable. That's why you have to dedicate time for the warm up and get confident into the switching of language because maybe you're speaking before the exam in Spanish with your colleagues, but once you go into the room, then you have to switch. Therefore, I would suggest you to speak with your colleagues in English if you can do it like 5 minutes earlier.
Great tip.
But yeah. The examiners they were cool with me and they were nice. And the main thing for the level 4 exam is that they switch a lot from topic to topic. They can ask you about the things that you have mentioned in the introduction, and they can switch into current events. And if they see that you domain what's happening right now, they will go into abstract questions, and they will finish asking you about different expressions in English, but they give you the context. So even if you don't know the expressions, those idioms, I think that you can get them easily by the context.
Okay. What are your favorite geopolitical books?
Yes, they asked me about how was the name? You remember the name that I told you?
Prisoners of Geography.
Of Geography, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Marshall's book. I was lucky because I read this book already. So at that moment, I felt all the confidence in the world coming to my brain and to myself. But they asked me about the main thesis, explaining the thesis, what do I think about the thesis, and if I have to say something against it. So this is both about speaking abstract and also about improvising some arguments, counter arguments, even though maybe you can agree about the main thesis of the book, you have to keep another opinion. And in this, it's important to remember that maybe it's not you, the one who's speaking. So if you create an argument that is not real, but this argument is helping you at that moment, do it. No problem.
Okay. To talk to examiners about Prisoners of Geography, would you say that it's a book for people who are just starting to build their knowledge of geopolitics, or for people who are a bit more advanced, or what would you recommend for people who are a bit more advanced?
I would recommend it for everybody because it's giving the thesis. The main thesis is that geography affects geopolitics and affects the foreign affairs of some countries. And the author describes the different security frameworks of these countries related to geopolitics and their geographical situation. And I think that it's important for everybody to know about this, especially if you are in the military.
Okay. Any other recommendations that you would add to the list for people to read before the SLP4 exam?
Yes, one of the books that I like the most about this topic is Why the West Rules for Now. In Spanish is ¿Por qué Occidente manda por ahora? It's written by Ian Morris, and it covers the whole Western history, explaining why we are, if we may say so, nowadays ahead in comparison with other international competitors, and why the Asian countries, they are chasing us, and they can finally chase us and catch us soon enough. Yeah, and they will. They will be able to understand why this is happening and give some background and prepare to face another kind of reads, papers or newspapers or I don't know, professional essays with more warranties to understand everything.
Okay. And some other resources that you would recommend for people when they're preparing, not necessarily books, but maybe some podcasts, some articles, some specific websites that you were using in your preparation?
I have used YouTube, not because to prepare my exam. It's because I often do it, and especially to see how it's going and what is happening right now with this current conflict, the ongoing war that we are assisting nowadays. But in addition to that, I would recommend as well to read papers. No matter if those papers are written in Spanish or English, they are going to give expertise and knowledge about topics that they afterwards will be able to speak about. Of course, if they do that in English, it's much better.
Okay, yeah, exactly. What do you think was the key to your success, or the secret? So
the key was Magda punishing me with the writing, because apparently my writings they were a disaster, and she was getting serious.
they were not a disaster. They needed some improvement.
This is what she says now, but she was so serious with me, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I was feeling bad.
You needed some tough love, like on the writing. So yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I can say that Magda, she has helped me a lot. And also I was feeling confident because I had nothing to lose. Especially in Spain, we do not lose profile. So you can just go to the exam and see what happens. And that's it. That's it. Those were the two keys, Magda and confident.
Yeah, and sometimes I think also not getting discouraged when somebody doesn't make it on their first attempt, right? Because it does not always happen on the first attempt. Sometimes we need to try a few times, but not giving up would be the key as well.
Yes, yes. I don't know if I would have get like let's say 4-3, 4-3, maybe probably I would stop for 3-4 years studying English. But since I've got the full profile, I'm okay. I mean,
let's talk a little bit about your future and the plans and what this level 4 will change in your career, or maybe help in your career. What plans have you got for the future?
well, I think that this is going to give me many chances to get a position abroad in an international organization. I don't know if this position will be related with the military or as a civilian, but merging my two main achievements, the university degree plus this level 4, I think that I am now in a much better position to apply for these posts. And I don't know if I imagine myself soon in one of these places, but it's a highly likely possibility. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what plans have you got for the summer in terms of fun or traveling?
Oh, I will travel. I will travel a lot. I probably will not study anything until, at least until September. Then I will want to study something else.
Proper disconnection after all of this crazy few
Absolutely.
weeks. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
French is waiting for me, though. French is waiting for me. But for the moment, I'll stop.
Okay. Thank you very much for this interview, for sharing your thoughts on the level 4 exam. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in that. They would love to hear a little bit the insider talking about it. So thanks a lot. And once again, congratulations. You deserved it. And thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, Magda. Thank you so much.